Alright. Now I know what you've been thinking. Where's Pup? I cannot live without my fix. No Pup for a week? I know, I'm sorry. I didn't know I'd be gone quite this long. But I've been on an adventure to the United States. And I just got done settling in over at Game Apologist's house. So I'm sure that'll make for some pretty interesting content.
You guys want to get a picture together? Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm gonna be in the States for the next 3 months, so good for you, America, I guess. Sure, I might have been held in customs detention and interrogated for 2 hours, but hey, I made it. But you guys don't care about that. You want to talk about Sonic, right? Or maybe you do care about... I hope you care about that. But we're gonna talk about Sonic now anyways. Also, to everybody that I saw at Sonic Revolution in California, hi, it was great meeting you. And in the spirits of this United States adventure...
Hello there, I'm Captain America, and I'm here to give you a PSA. Now, if you love your country, you'll want to subscribe to Channel Pup. If you don't love your country, well, that's just too bad. But you can still subscribe anyway. Commies welcome. And of course, actually, we'll talk about that. But of course, nothing comes free in this country, except for freedom. And no exception is the Adobe subscriptions that Channel Pup needs to make these videos. So be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below. And God bless America. Enjoy the video.
So while I've just been hanging out in the mountains with various dogs, Sonic Frontiers has been lighting up. Everyone's really excited about this. So last week, as I was packing, as I was getting ready to move, they dropped 2 of the vocal tracks for Sonic Frontiers, the ending theme and I guess the main theme. And I'll talk about those in just a little bit. But we also had new footage as well. We've had the Tokyo Game Show trailer, and you might not have known about this, but at the Japanese Nintendo Direct, we got some more footage of Sonic Frontiers on Switch. So it's all popping off. We're getting all kinds of Sonic stuff this week. I've put my pre-order in as well, and I'm gonna be getting the GameStop exclusive Steelbook, so super excited for that. The game is really not far away now. We're just looking at like around about 2 months left now, and naturally the marketing is just popping off. But let's talk about these vocal tracks. We've got the ending theme by One OK Rock, and that was the first of these to drop. And I've listened to this thing like 100 times now. I am absolutely in love with this track. Now, am I a little bummed out that Crush 40 don't appear to be a part of Sonic Frontiers? Yes. Now, I am a huge Crush 40 fan, but at the same time, I think some of the greatest Sonic vocal tracks haven't even been by Crush 40. Endless Possibilities, Stars in the Sky, Reach for the Stars. It seems like Crush 40 really don't like their stars, so they outsource any songs with stars in it to other people. So One OK Rock is like a massive J-rock band. It's not something I knew anything about prior to this. I didn't know they existed. But first impressions here, I absolutely love their sound, and this is a perfect fit for Sonic as well. It's got that signature rock that goes alongside with Sonic. The bass line of this song is absolutely phenomenal. I really love the sound of the vocals. This is a home run of a track. I absolutely love this. It is absolutely up there with the best of Sonic songs, and I was super bummed out that the DJ didn't play it at Sonic Revolution. Yet they played the Mario theme. Go figure. Now, I'm not actually making fun. I know that was just a person having fun. Hey, you do you, guy. You do you. Now, these lyrics appear to be about sort of like, I guess, a form of heartbreak. Like someone's, you know, left their mark on his heart, vandalized my heart, if you will. You know, it's a shoddy relationship, like a lot of pop songs these days. You know, a lot of pop stars seem to have shoddy relationships, and maybe it's not the most glamorous life. I don't know. But hey, One OK Rock vocalist, I sure hope you get better. Your head might be in ruins. Maybe you want an aspirin. But yeah, like people have been like speculating for a while that there could maybe be some Son-Amy relationship in this game, that maybe we'll finally see Sonic and Amy's little romantic tension get played upon, if that's what you read into this thing. And you know, these lyrics almost like, I mean, who is doing this to Sonic? Would Amy do this to Sonic? Would she do this to him? Well, this song was not made for the game. No way. This strikes me as an instance where Sega have licensed an existing song to be the theme music of Sonic Frontiers, which isn't something that's really happened before. Now, the reason I say this is, unless there's a massive surprise, I don't see how these lyrics can possibly relate to what's going on in the game. And Sonic game soundtracks usually relate to the game in some way. I can't see Sonic going through a nasty breakup. Secondly, the version of Vandalize that is going to be in Sonic Frontiers is a radio edit version. It's a version with none of the curse words. Yeah, this song has an explicit counterpart with some curse words. You know what, monetization be damned. They say the fuck word, making this the first Sonic vocal track to have the fuck word in it. In fact, the lyric is "fuck the pain away, my bed is in ruins," as opposed to the much more game appropriate versions, "fight the pain away, my head is in ruins." I love this. Now I really want to know if there's going to be some Sonamy in this game. Like, man, who put your bed in ruins? Unless he means like the Mystic Ruins and that's where his bed is located. But yeah, overall, great track, a style that fits Sonic down to his little bootsy wootsies. Yes, fantastic, excellent, love it. Now on to I'm Here, with vocals from Mary Kirk Holmes, who is in 2 Octavia, a band I haven't heard before, and they seem to be pretty small potatoes, and maybe this is going to be the thing to put them on the map. That's good, man. Elevate the smaller artists, and this song is not to be sneezed at. Composed by Tomoyo Otani. This one is undoubtedly made for the game. This is the game's theme music. Another, little hint is that if you post Vandalize on YouTube for any reason, even if it's just a little snippet, or if you're reacting to it, you're gonna get copyrighted. Whereas this, I'm Here, you're not gonna get copyrighted. Sega's, any copyright they hold over music, they're very chill about it. Which tells me that Sega probably don't own the copyright to Vandalize, they are just licensing it. So, I'm Here, I'm Frontier, get used to it. What do I think of this track? Now, I hope, this is just a short version. Like, this isn't the whole song. Like, Sega have been known to do short versions of their songs before, so, like, just for a publicity basis, I guess, or maybe an invincibility theme. This one here is, it's a very climactic track. You've got that sort of gentle sort of lullaby piano at the start, before going into this sort of orchestral rock, which is really cool. I like the fact that we are seeing rock and orchestral put into the vocal tracks. I think Fist Bump definitely used some violins alongside its electric guitars, but this track's a lot less cheesy than like Fist Bump. Fist Bump kind of felt quite toy commercially, and I loved it for it. This one here, it feels like it actually wants to take its gravitas seriously, which I really dig. The chorus is just weed to my ears. It's just wonderful. Now, it is very much sort of your scream rock kind of deal, but sure, I think that works for Sonic, and yeah, I think this is a great track. I really think it fits the game. There does appear to be a little Sonamy baiting, maybe, in the vocal sort of video that accompanies it, in that, like, as a point where the lyrics about the ones he loves, and when it says I love, it's in pink, and it's like, oh, is that Amy? Or does he love her? Does he love her? Ooh. Do you think they're gonna go there with it? Do you think they could? I mean, like, Ian Flynn, he's not ruled it out, Like, Ian Flynn's the writer of this game, and, like, he's toyed with them a little bit. He indulges a little in the will they, won't they. Maybe this isn't just a purely one-sided thing, like it's been written in previous games. Ian Flynn? Nah, he's shown he's interested in digging a little deeper into that. So, I don't know, like, Sonamy fans, you weird bunch, this could be the one for you. But nah, Ian Flynn, he's very clued into what you fans want. He's very clued in on the fans. You clued in guy, Ian Flynn. Shout out to Ian Flynn. Ian Flynn's great. Bumblecast, great Sonic podcast. A Sonic podcast you can take seriously. Now, out of the 2 vocal tracks, I think I prefer Vandalize to I'm Here. Maybe that'll change when we get the full version of I'm Here, but I like the vibe that Vandalize has going on. It's a bit more up-tempo as well, but I'm really liking the sort of orchestral rock of I'm Here as well. It's great. It's great across the board. I love having vocal tracks in the Sonic games. Like, when we had, like, Sonic Lost World and such, like, you felt their absence. You totally felt that. So, like, I think there is some misplaced optimism for the game when people are saying, oh, I haven't seen a Sonic game have a vocal track in a while. Like, as I kind of said on Sunset City, I feel like Sonic Forces, in a way, is like a transitionary period game. So they haven't got it ironed out, but they know that they want to return to a more serious story, and they want to go bigger and more blockbustery, and they wanted vocal tracks, and I think that's very much a part of this. You're going to see a lot of the groundwork that Forces laid down be brought to a better standard in this one, at least so I hope. But no, this isn't the first Sonic game in ages to, have vocal tracks and such in the trailers. Like, we had that with Sonic Forces, but I'm just glad that they're done to a really high standard. I'm glad they're there. I'm still not taking them for granted, because you never know when we might get another game like Sonic Lost World or Sonic Generations, which had no devoted vocal track. I'm happy with the selection we've got here, and they're just fantastic. Now, on one final musical note, we also have the sort of overworld theme, the theme of the Starfall Islands. Now, this isn't a vocal track. This is just, an in-game track that'll play. It's called called the theme of the Starfall Islands. I don't know if that means it will play on every island. I think it fits Kronos Island really well. I don't know if I want to hear it on every other island, because that could also get repetitive, you know? I'd like the different islands to have different music, but I kind of get the sense that maybe, just maybe, this is going to be more along the lines of like Breath of the Wild, where the music only kicks in if you're in a specific area. So that might make it, you know, more palatable if we're not getting more tracks for that. But I just like having a varied soundtrack for Sonic. And this here is more kind of what they were going with the marketing earlier on. I kind of said it's kind of a shame that Sonic games are being marketed with this gentle sort of lullaby piano and violins and stuff, when a lot of Sonic's overall, the most confident side of Sonic music, the closest thing it's ever had to one cemented identity, has kind of been the Crush 40 butt rock thing. Now that we know that's there, now that we have those vocal tracks, okay, let's look at this theme in all of its glory, and it's pretty silky to the ears, I have to say. It's very ambient, and it's clearly trying to do the Breath of the Wild thing, you know, where it's quite subtle, it's mostly piano, but like Sonic Frontiers seems to have kind of said, okay, let's take that, but do a Sonic-y version, and I don't think they've gone all the way. They've just made something that's a bit more energetic than what you would hear in, say, Breath of the Wild. It still has that ambient quality, but it's got some more catchy sort of melodies in there, and it's got a tiny bit of percussion. It's just a little bit more up-tempo overall, you know? And it is a very pretty track, and I think it might work well for traversal around, like, the larger island areas, but I still hope that each area gets its own theme, or its own sort of musical landscape, because if we get in, like, a volcano area, I don't know if this piano music would fit that in the same way it fits grass. I can almost see it on the desert island, but we'll have to see. But yeah, good stuff. It's Sonic music. What do you expect? It's gonna be good. But I mean, hey, just this year we had Sonic Origins, which showed, yeah, you can screw up Sonic music. Look, I'm not relieved, I'm just impressed, okay? I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised. Now, let's move on to the Nintendo Direct footage of Sonic Frontiers. Now, this only aired in the Japanese version. This was not on the USA version of the Nintendo Direct. And here we're seeing like a lot of cutscene-y stuff. And there has been some questioning, you know, how well is this game gonna run on Switch? I think it's gonna run just fine. I think you're gonna get a solid 30 FPS. Why? Because this just looks terrible. Like, this is graphically a step down from Sonic Generations, right? Which is a game that came out in 2011. This I'd say is like, it looks kind of like a very late stage Xbox 360 game, or maybe a very, very, very late stage Wii game. I mean, the lighting's a bit better than that, but like, still, Sonic's looking very jagged. Hey dude, your polygons are showing. And the ground textures make Kronos Island look a bit more like Spiral Mountain in terms of graphical quality. I gotta say that we do see a bit of the cyberspace gameplay as well, with Sonic running around a loop-de-looping chemical plant. Looks to be 2D, and yes, of course, it is chemical plant. Again, how many times am I supposed to complain about this? Probably about as many times as Sega insist on including chemical plant in the level lineup going forward. But given that that's something I have no choice but to accept, otherwise I will literally bash my head into a car door. Okay, here it is. And at least it looks cool. I like the psychedelic stuff they got going on. I like the red sky. It's 2D, but we'll see how that factors into this. There's a lot of things that Sonic fans don't like, which we are yet to see how they factor into this game. There's a lot that's going to depend on how they are included into the gameplay loop. But yeah, visually, major downgrade. So I'm hoping that it will run fine on the Switch. To be fair, I think Sega have done quite well at developing games for the Switch, so I guess we'll see. Then we have the Tokyo Game Show trailer. Now, given that this was posted to like the PlayStation 5 channels and labeled as like the PS5 version and such, I guess this is how it's going to look on the PS5, which is my console of choice for this. But I do also intend on getting the Switch version too. Just for portability's sake, you know, because I get about. I'm kind of an extrovert in that way. Hey Louie, I'm trying to bang and play Sonic Frontiers. Pass me my Switch, dear boy. So, graphically speaking, this one looks pretty stellar. This is much more how I would expect it to look. And we're seeing a lot more in-game footage this time than just cutscenes. But also, we got the reveal of one of the new Starfall Islands. This is one we haven't seen before, which is a volcanic island. I'm kind of sensing a trend here between this and the Sonic Lost World level themes. This one's a much more dreary environment and looks very cinematic. But what I'm getting from this is that these definitely appear to be war zones of the Titans, with various gun turrets around and sort of these defensive barriers. These look like war grounds, and I'm hoping we'll tap into that history. But we're also seeing Sonic playing with a lot of the different mechanics and sort of platforming layouts on those islands as well. And I gotta say, this looks fantastic. This looks like everything I would want from an open zone in a Sonic game. It's this jungle gym-like environment. It's a massive playground for Sonic. It's what we've been needing for decades now, is just a massive playground for the guy with all the different mechanics that he can make use of. And I can't wait to see that. We've got these sort of round rails that he's grinding on. We've got these sort of homing attack areas. We've seen in a previous trailer him like throwing like a ball through a hoop. Like, it looks like there's going to be various different challenges, and I just cannot wait to see those in the game. I think this is going to be like a massive sort of game box for Sonic in a way. We also see Sonic riding this sort of bird through the sky, and yeah, like, that's hella cool. And I like that there's like clouds that you can go above in this game as well, because you can see like the volcano tops around him. Like, he's above the clouds, and that is awesome. We also get a little bit of a glimpse at the Titan boss fights, which we did immediately get a glimpse of in the the Nintendo Direct trailer. The Switch version, just shut up, just get out of my face, okay? But here, yeah, everything's looking a lot better. It's a lot more smooth, it's a lot more polished, there's a lot more definition in the ground textures. Yeah, this has definitely been quite downscaled to work on the Switch. And you know what? Okay, I think enough time's passed now. I think I can say with some certainty that the animations in Sonic Frontiers look really good. All his fighting moves are just so extra. And I just love how he looks in action. Not only that, the Titan looks really cool as well. And I like how we got him sort of scaling the leg to, you know, work his way up to the top and then I guess, you know, grab that Chaos Emerald and become Wait, what? Ah, that's quite something to reveal. Supersonic? In the trailer? What a very small potato's way of treating the ultimate form. And this appears to be in the first island. This appears to be the first Titan. So it's looking like one of those leaks was actually very accurate. The one that said you become Supersonic for each of the Titan fights. Does this confirm a new form for the final boss? I think Nick asked me today if I thought it was going to be a new form or hypersonic, and as much as I would love it to be hypersonic, I'm sure he would too, yeah, I gotta say, I think it's gonna be a brand new form. I think they've kind of listened to some of the resounding love that's come about for, you know, Sonic and the Black Knight, and they're gonna do the sort of the purple Sonic again or something, I don't know. I find it just crazy looking at Sonic Frontiers now. Like, when they first revealed gameplay for this, I was so worried. I thought everything looked all wrong, and it's just over time they've gradually put into place more and more of what I've been hoping for. More and more addressals of my issues with the most recent Sonic games. And in some ways, I think they're even going a little above and beyond here. But I don't really have very many criticisms of this game going into it, and I don't know if the game will even quell those anyway. But like right now, I guess my reservations are, and I've said this a million times, but yeah, I do still think that the cyberspace stages are a little disappointing, that they're, you know, existing levels as opposed to be something completely original. And then I guess I feel like maybe they, you know, if they were to do this open world concept again after Frontiers, which I hope they will, I hope they don't just throw this out, like I'm kind of hoping that we'll see some more varied and out there environments, because like right now they seem to be environmental themes for those open zones. You've got the sort of the grassy nice area, you've got the sandy desert, and then you've got the volcanic area. Like something a little more varied. I would love to see like an open zone Eggman amusement park. That would be sick. Like, you know what would be almost kind of perfect is like Sonic Colors, but as an open zone game, because those environments were really cool. We've still got, you know, 2 islands left to go, so we'll see what they do. But still, I really like the art style here. And we have some new images as well, so let's just go through those. We've got Sonic being elevated by the Chaos Emeralds. It's nice to see Supersonic being plot sensitive in a Sonic game again. Like, this is... Again, it's an addressal of a lot of the issues that I and I think a lot of other Sonic fans might have had in the past. We've got Sonic riding atop the back of the birdie skeleton thing, I guess. And again, it's over the clouds of the volcanic mountain. It looks like there's way more stuff going on in the back as well to do. So I think this is going to be a very vertical island. I can't wait for that. This looks really cool and action-packed. And then next up, we have Sonic and this sort of disc enemy. I love the structure of this. These sort of needle tentacles poking out of the back of it, and like these roundels, which I guess Sonic is going to grind on to defeat this boss. But this looks really cool, and the island behind it looks fantastic. We've got Sonic gaining a Chaos Emerald, and I think that's, you know, due to him fighting a boss. I wonder if the way this is going to work will be that you can actually turn into Supersonic on the specific island that you're on after you beat that island, I guess, and then you lose all the emeralds as you go to the next one. I don't know, how are they going to explain that? That's going to be interesting. But yeah, like, again, the animation here looks really cool as well. I love this pose he's doing and his open mouth. It looks fantastic. Here we have him kicking the living daylights out of one of these red enemies as well, these geometric shapes, if you will. And the volcano's pouring out in the background. That's very kind of clearly a texture on that volcanic smoke up there. But like, everything else looks really good. Maybe that, you know, will look better as you get closer to it. But again, love Sonic's posing here. Love how stretched out his leg is. And then we have Sonic doing the Psy loop around this pyramid thing here in the desert world. And yeah, like a really cool effect. It's very pink this time, the streak, but I think it looks cool. The big panoramic, or the big sort of establishing shot of the volcanic island. Volcanic smoke looks a bit better here. It's very, very atmospheric, and I really like the way that looks. I like the way that the cyberspace thrones all look kind of the same from island to island. And as well as that, we've got Supersonic versus the Titan boss fight over on Kronos Island. And that pool there kind of looks like Sonic's head from the Sonic Adventure 2 box art. Does anyone else see that? But Supersonic's aura looks fantastic as well. These Titans look really very digitized, and I really like that look. They got loads of teeth, which is very spooky. And this appears to be on Kronos Island, which is obviously the first island in the game, so I'd imagine this happens quite early on. And the island, yeah, that looks like there's a lot of running space, but this almost kind of looks like a boss arena as well. Maybe that's how you'll find it, but I love the way that looks. And then we've got this upper path in the volcanic area, which looks very quintessentially Sonic-y. Lots of loop-de-loops. I wonder if it's going to go 2D once you get to that part. Like, if the camera will just fix to a 2D perspective. Because I can't see Sonic running in that in 3D. I told you, there are chances of having 2D in this 3D open zone. But, like, it looks like a key being raised by these little tornado twizzles. My vocabulary. But yeah, no, I think this looks really cool. I've been saying that a lot, really, throughout this whole thing. Bottom line, I think Sonic Frontiers looks really cool. So I can't wait to play this in November. And just, again, what a glow-up this game has had from the initial gameplay reveal. Gotta say, this is one of the most promising Sonic games I have ever seen. But then again, I'd probably say that about any Sonic game that just is on the way to coming out. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. But hey, good for you, Sonic Frontiers. You be proud of who you are. Alright, and for the rest of you guys at home, you have a good one now. I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats. No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the amazing Adam Myers, the courageous Ken K, the legendary Ray Ray, the magnificent Mr. SP, and the super Sergio. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for the day. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.